we came up with the idea that we were going to look at mathematical concepts with our integrated kindergarten age group. So we were looking at cones, we were looking at how a cone is made, what is a cone, what cones do we see in our world. So children were drawing on their lived experiences to kind of develop and flesh out their mathematical language and concepts. Now I found something in a spell book. What is this, Ed? What is this? I think the spell book was really important to the whole play scenario. So the spell book was a magical spell book that the Wizardess had left a message in, a letter. The letter said that, I've lost my magic hat. Can you help me? I need you to create a new one, but not just any old hat. It has to be magical. The Wizardess, Tulia Wardley, on the banks of Gowrie. That's where she has her Wardley. Natalia, the Wizardess.
In my culture, it's what do you see that you don't really see? I teach all ranges of my culture here, whether it be from looking at a physical tree, and you guys look at it as a tree, but in my culture we can tell a male and a female tree. It's about looking through different eyes, different perspectives of the land, so they get a broad variety of knowledge here. We need to learn the local languages and move forward together, and that's what it's about.
We have to help the Wizardess make a new hat. But how? Is that all? Maybe this shape is a good idea for a magic hat. We spoke about how a cone was actually a 3D shape, so it's not flat. How can we make a design on paper that is representative of that? And the children found that really interesting because they would draw the circle, the base of the cone, and then they were, how do I actually make the cone represented on that paper? So a lot of them drew a point right in the middle to represent the point of the cone, which was really interesting. So that's the circle base and that's the point. We had measuring tape for measuring around my head so that we could make the size. And a lot of children took that measuring tape later on that day and were using it to measure other things around the space as well. Are you measuring your body? We're measuring a hat for the Wizardess. She needs a hat and it has to be the same size as my head. We used the iPad to watch a little movie about what a cone actually is, and it was a song, so they really engaged in that. Yes! Is this a cone? No! So I saw that the children were really struggling with the idea of how to make a cone with this piece of paper. I sat down with them and we spoke about how we can maybe roll the paper to make it into a cone shape, but then how are we going to secure it? So we had the sticky tape there, and it was about allowing them to be part of that process, but also taking that role of above and really helping them design that with them. But how is that going to fit on my head, do you think? We've got a problem still. I have never spoken to them about 3D shapes before, never spoken to them in those mathematical concepts before, and they really developed through that process to develop those ideas and those concepts. It wasn't a sit-down lesson on maths, it was through play that we developed this. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at your hat.